All right. Yeah. I'm guessing y'all can hear me. Yeah, because LFL player want to come through. I figured I figured I figured I'd do it this way so I can smack that ass. So I can smack that ass a little bit. Where the fuck he at? Come on. Come on with your funky ass, LFL player. I'm gonna turn this to 1-800 argue with a motherfucker. Come on, LFL player. Come here, boy. Come on. Come here, LFL player. Yeah. There we go. I'm gonna put it on this side. Yeah, man. So I was sitting up over there talking about this bullshit with Donald Trump that's going around and people. Oh, there he is. All right, now you on mute. What you got? What you on mute for? There you go.
Emotional.
Yeah, now you here. Ain't nobody emotional. What you got, son?
No, I'm emotional, bro.
What you emotional for?
Because I don't want to do this to my peoples, bro. Like you, my brother, Michael Johnson, boxing talk.
You ain't about to bust the motherfucking grape.
But no, because I'm about to grill you like one of them cheap ass hot dogs that 7-8 was serving up at that LDBC meet and greet barbecue.
Oh, now those them Hebrew Nationals.
Nah, those were the best. Those are Mike's hot dogs, or the ones that are called best that they used to sell in Brooklyn. Those 124 a pack.
Oh,
the 24 pack.
You one of them glizzy monsters, huh?
No, that's them dudes, bro. That's them cats, bro. That's I Am Trill Will. My bad, bro. That's I Am Trill Will. That was Scorch. That took a few glizzies home with them for the ride home.
Yeah.
Yo, nah, but yeah, I'm here to talk politics, man. I ain't mean to start things off in jest. How you? I hope you're doing well too. Thanks for letting me on.
Oh, I'm doing excellent. So what you got?
None. I mean, here to talk this political talk. Deviate in subjects as you wish, my friend, but I'm here for it all, my friend.
Oh yeah, you think you can handle this, boy?
I think not only could I handle this, Michael Johnson talking more, but if you contend against me with leftist talking points, I think I might be able to win, my friend.
I ain't got no leftist talking points. You know, I keep trying.
Well, you never know. You may have some and you don't know though. So let's see what up.
Yeah, I keep.
Because you know why I say that? You know why I say that? Because some of the talking points that you've been utilizing in your earlier stream sound similar to the political talk that I Am Trill Will has been doing of late,
but which is basically,
like, let me get to it though, which is basically covering up for Cammy, for our girl.
So how did I cover up for her?
I've said this before. You don't go in on both people. It seems like you go in more on Trump and his base.
No, but how am I covering up for her? And if you look at the subject, I'm talking about a specific incident.
Well, no, in terms of covering up, if you're not pointing out like the lack of stuff that she hasn't put out there, like as a candidate, and you're still going in on Trump, which the media is still doing, which bitch ass dudes like I Am Trill Will is doing, it's stuff that everybody's already heard. It's stuff that at times, like with Trump and his treatment in the media or like his treatment in big tech, it gets sensationalized, and then you find out a couple of days later, a couple of weeks later, that it probably wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, but
as in where with Kamala Harris, like she hasn't put anything out there, and that by default, I mean, is could be criticized.
That's not true.
Should be criticized. She should be putting out more. Like, I know the talking points you mentioned earlier. She's only mentioned those things. She's not saying what she's gonna do to actually accomplish those things.
So what has Trump said he's gonna do to accomplish anything?
Oh, a ton, Michael. And honestly, he's already accomplished a lot of
Give me one.
building of the wall and funding of the wall.
He said that already and didn't accomplish it.
I mean, but look, you mentioned the other day regarding like Congress not helping in that endeavor. They weren't helping in that endeavor when Congress was a Democrat. So, in spite of that, Trump did.
It's because he ran.
Listen. But in spite of that, though, hold on. Let me finish answering. In spite of that, though, he still secured the money to get the supplies of most of the wall, in addition to building a small portion of the wall. But this time around, and it was $5 billion according to reports that he was asking for. This time around, since we've wasted so much money on immigration and a ton of other shit, like if they were to ask for $10 billion to build the wall, I think Americans would sign up for it. And I think Trump would be crazy enough to make it pop off. The only candidate that's crazy enough to make it pop off. And right now we may need that at a minimum, or we need to stop immigration and do as most as we can to stop that side of immigration, which we know Kamala won't do. And we know Trump, again, he's crazy enough to make it pop off. And that's what we need right now as Americans.
Are you sure? But
I'm certain of that. I mean, and again, I'm giving the perspective of somebody from New York City.
Hold up. Yeah, I mean, bro, being from New York ain't got nothing to do with this shit, right? But what I'm going to say is...
My grandma lives in New York, though. And she could be victim. But she could be victim.
She could be a victim to a New Yorker.
But her chances increase of victimhood with the adding of male men that don't have shit to do, though, in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, like, come on, like I'm from San Diego, man. You know how many fucking people that we had running through like for like decades. Like,
yeah, but this is different, though, Michael.
No, the fuck
it is. I'm telling you, Michael, dude, I live there. I go. Michael, I live there, and I'm going there tomorrow.
Can I say something? You gotta stop saying. You gotta stop acting like you know what the hell I'm going to say, because I'm trying to tell you something. There's a lot of.
But you're describing New York. You're describing New York differently than what I'm saying.
I never described New York. I never described it. What I'm trying to tell you is from somebody that's from San Diego. You know how many fucking vicious ass fucking gangs roll through? Vicious. I'm talking about cut a motherfucker's head off. Chopping motherfuckers up and shit, leaving them in trunks. Vicious.
Can I respond?
Go ahead.
This is not just gangs, though, Michael. Gangs come and go. Like, this is a whole new population of people that were added into New York City that are mostly dudes. It's mostly dudes, Michael, that were thrown into New York City, and New York City was already packed. Gentrification was killing us. Like black people and Latin people in New York right before this popped off, right before COVID popped off.
I know that, but how do you think like a lot of the Dominicans, Africans, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, and everybody got there to New York?
Little by little, though, Michael. No, it
isn't. I mean,
that happened. Michael, I lived through when Dominicans came into New York, and Mexicans. Hold on. I'm telling you my experience, though, straight up. I'm not trying to.
know your experience. What I'm trying to tell you is that
no. But I'm telling you as far as the migration that I've seen in New York City. I'm not saying like gangs. I'm saying like
I don't care, because that's not the main thing that we're talking about. You want to keep talking about this New York thing, but everybody else is going to have the same problem that you have. And you're trying to just act like it's just special to New York when it's not.
It's a crisis in New York, Michael.
It's a crisis in every single spot where a lot of group of motherfuckers like that go to. The same thing when...
Is it a crisis in Key West where you're at? Is it a crisis in Key West where you're at? No, exactly.
Actually, we actually have a lot of Haitian.
Yeah, but you didn't get a wave of young... And it's honestly, I'm not going to front, bro. It's the Venezuelan cats. Hold on. It's the Venezuelan cats that have come. And it's a lot of them. Yo, in my neighborhood, like for perspective, I was there when Dominicans and the Mexican dudes came in, and my neighborhood has a little Dominican area. It has a little Mexican area. Like those dudes came and they're still there. Like it really didn't cause no waves. Like and people come and go. So, like the new group of people that came didn't even give a chance for the last group of people to leave because they're broke. They can't go anywhere. So it's just piled right in on top of it because of the sanctuary city status. And they end up going to every neighborhood in New York City, including my own, where my mom still lives. So I mean, like in my case, it's a crisis because we already had people
I'm
living
trying to
in the
tell you,
streets.
it's like it's just not New York.
But it doesn't matter though, Michael.
No,
I don't. I want it to stop. I want it to stop.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to say is at the same time is a long time ago, and I kept trying to tell your ass this, but nobody want to fucking listen. They both could have done something about it. It's both parties' fault. It's just not one. And then you act
But I
like
know Kamala won't do anything about it.
Hold up. You think, well, Trump ain't gonna do nothing about it. He's gonna give you a whole bunch of lip service, and he's gonna act like he's gonna do something. Ain't nothing gonna come from it.
That's your assumption.
It ain't no assumption. He said he was going to do something about it the last time, and look what happened. Nothing.
Yeah, but listen, Michael, the other day on my channel, you gave every indication of the world that Trump should have been, while he's out of office, telling Congress to sign off on a border bill that he doesn't like. Why didn't Congress just say, like, all right, we'll finance the wall like you want. If it stops migration a little bit, fantastic. If it doesn't, you look like an idiot. No, instead they cock blocked it. They made it look like walls are like ridiculous for the better part of a half decade.
You didn't say it right. You didn't say what I said right.
Nah, you trying to frame it differently though.
No. What I said was while he was out of office, why didn't he tell his Republican friends to introduce their own bill to try to fix the crisis? Because if he could sit there and tell people, don't vote,
it's the same shit.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not the same. That's not the same. What you told me to do is what you said that I said was to approve that specific bill that the Democrats put in. What I said was the Republicans could have put in the bill on the House floor, and they could have possibly maybe it didn't pass. Maybe it didn't pass. Maybe it did pass. We don't know.
Your example's worse. Your example is worse than what I'm saying.
No, it's not. My example is not worse. That basically saying is they knew this whole thing was a problem this whole fucking time, but never did nothing about it, but talk.
All right, so we'll agree to disagree, but I think that Trump's request while he was in office was for $5 billion to finance the building of the wall. If they would have, hold on, let me finish. I think that was a reasonable request given the circumstance that we're living in now. We do have a migration problem that can't be dismissed. Whereas the bill that the Democrats are putting forward was still allowing more than 1,000 migrants to come in per day, in addition to making 1,500 border agents. But border agents right now aren't doing anything to stop migration because they've been ordered at the federal level to in-process migrants rather than stopping them outright, which they should be doing. So I think that Trump's request was a lot more reasonable for the $5 billion while he was in office than to tell Republicans to go above and beyond and try to come up with a bill for show, which they know wasn't going to get approved at the Senate level.
You done? You done? Because that's their fucking job, and it's not above and beyond. Their job is to work for the American people and for the benefit of American people, and they didn't do so in this case. If they know that the Democrats fucked up and shit like that, and this bill happened to pass, what they should have did was they should have put in another bill to combat it, and they never did. And it's not above and beyond. That's their fucking job. You know what I'm saying? And far as the rest of the stuff that you were saying, you know, about yeah, it's true. They did allow the to remain in America, but at that point, when they found that out, they should have fixed it. They should have just sit there, because now what we got is a whole bunch of people. Now we got a migrant crisis. So they saw the crisis coming, and now they want to say, "I told you so." But at the same time, this whole thing was happening, they just tied their hands behind their back and just watched. That don't make any sense. That's morally and ethically wrong.
I mean, to me, it makes a lot of sense, because had things not turned out the way they've turned out thus far as like Americans seeing that leftists are stupid, and that a migrant crisis like this was one bad suggestion away from happening, and now it's on us right now as Americans. Had Trump built that wall like that he was asking for before, they probably would have just broke that shit apart, like symbolically, and had this big kumbaya, we are the world moment, and we would have got migrants in that way, like down the line. I'm glad things played out this way, like so the American people see what it is, especially Black and Latin people. Like this is the first time in the history of like since the '60s that Black and Latin people are going in mass into conservatism. Which I mean, we're going to change the world from here on out. And I'm not saying that we're going to do it because the Republican Party. No, I think we're starting to find out that nobody's here like to help us, and we got to start finding our own way. And only thing leftists are promising us is like basically sympathy while they're inviting other migrants in to give them sympathy as well. We don't need sympathy. We need to get our women back in our household and start creating families. Like stop with the BS like propaganda. Get our women to stop being hoes. Like get our men to stop being fucking cornball like non-family building dudes. Win your women back and build the families up. That's what we need. Leftists don't even want that. Leftists like are trying to guilt Black men into voting a Democrat as a tactic, and it's not working. You know, and this is the fall apart for the leftist party as it concerns with minorities moving forward. Most of the people that are turning away from the leftists ain't going back. Like myself, I was more liberal than the biggest leftist in New York a couple of years ago. But their tactics and their reasoning has gone so out the window, and it's been so taken over by corporations, by the war party, forever war party. We don't want all that. We don't want to be throwing money to Ukraine. We don't really throw money to Israel. We want to give our money to the poor people here in America if it goes out anywhere. But besides that, we need solutions to build permanent wealth in this country. Kamala offers none. Kamala offers you more migrants and more diversification. And for Black and Latin people that are already here that are of these nations, that just means replacing you in essence. You know, and they're not doing it now necessarily, but give it 2 years time where they're going to be saying that this new minority class of people that are living in the streets should be something that burden that you have to pay for permanently, and we should give up our way of living because we have to help out these people who are living in the cold streets of New York and other states throughout the country. You'll see. That's should this nut job Kamala win.
Nah, that's all like theories that you have. It's not a fact.
It is a theory that I have. But should Trump win? I mean, like Trump already talked about building a wall. Building a wall won't be that hard. I mean, building portions of wall won't be hard. Doing something is better than doing nothing. Trump's about doing stuff.
So hold up. Now let me talk. Right. So first of all, he didn't know how big the wall had to be. He didn't know how fucking even big Texas was. He didn't know nothing about the fucking wall, and he ran his whole fucking campaign on how Mexico was going to build the wall, and that shit didn't happen. But everybody thought that was cute. And then you say it's doing something is better than nothing, when I literally suggested that your Republican friends should have did something. They never did do nothing about it. So they chose to do nothing instead of do something, right? Now with all these migrants that we have right now, a lot of these motherfuckers can't even complain besides the part with the crime. And the only reason why I say that is because American is stolen land anyways. Either you're from the Native Americans or the Mexicans. Stolen land anyways.
Bullshit.
So, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Bullshit.
Yes, it is. Yes.
No, it's not.
I'm not getting into that argument. I'm not getting into that argument because I just think
you named the wrong people. That's the problem. There is no argument. It was stolen by.
I don't want to hear about them black people that was here well before everybody. I don't want to hear about that shit. I'm saying I'm saying the Native Americans and the Mexicans. Them motherfuckers, they was up over here first. They got their shit stolen. Now everybody would, and then half these motherfuckers that's been over here for the last 3-4 generations, they was over here illegally, including Elon Musk and probably including Trump's wife. So a lot of motherfuckers come over here and overstay their thing, and they create fucking white collar and blue collar fucking crimes, and people never have a problem with them, and they be immigrants or migrants if you want to call them, and they be stealing money, they be embezzling money, they be stealing technology and taking it back to their homeland. They be taking the wealth and taking it back to their homeland, and they be holding security clearances and having an allegiance to a foreign land. So I just don't want to hit on the migrants and maybe creating some illegal activity. There's a whole bunch of other motherfuckers that come over here and create illegal activity that actually hurts the United States of America's national security. You know what I'm saying? Which is basically like your safety. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Can I respond?
Go ahead.
Respectfully, Michael. And I say this with all, and I'm going to frame this because of other panels that I've been on recently where they said like I shouldn't speak on things because I'm not in the medical profession. But I had to respect the another panelist that supposedly worked in the medical field and kowtow to him. So every time I gave that opinion, I couldn't speak because this guy was a medical professional and I wasn't. So respect, and I'm not saying that you're limited to not talking to this topic, but respectfully, my mom's and her neighborhood are Sunset Park, Brooklyn. My neighborhood are inundated with that problem as we speak. My mom lives like looking basically at Sunset Park, Brooklyn. I've shown videos in my channel like where I live or where I grew up in the video, which I described the first time I saw somebody die. With that park right now, constantly, bro. That's dudes, like men, like of this new wave. And we already had a problem with that before this even popped off with the migration, Michael. So then, like this new wave, it only makes things worse. It only puts the men that were already there, that were a danger, in competition with this new wave of people that are starving, that are sleeping in the street, that are with the shits, that have no women, that they're not bringing women with them. So like, I mean, like they're gonna go after the women that are already there, which is my relatives. My only option, like people tell me, oh, so why don't you move? I mean, like, oh, why don't you move your mom? I mean, should I have to be doing that because of dumb political liberal policies? My mom didn't vote for that. I mean, my mom voted for fucking Biden, and now she's voting for Trump. But she ain't vote for all this shit, not one bit. And I think most of the leftists didn't sign up for this stuff either. But leftists have lost the plot. I mean, in spite of the fact of what people may think about Trump, everything there is to know about Trump is already been put out there. I mean, granted, you can't siphon through everything. I don't siphon through all the Trump stuff. I mean, I siphon through a whole heck of a lot, though. I also siphon through tons of stuff that the leftists are putting out there, particularly since they're the ones in power right now. And all they're giving us is a crock of bullshit.
Can I respond?
In addition to a migrant wave that doesn't affect you personally, Michael, but it's affecting me personally right now.
Can I respond?
Certainly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna respond to that. So who creates these sanctuary cities? Who creates that?
The mayor of those cities.
Okay. So you're blaming. So why didn't Eric Adams, right, do anything about it? Why didn't the people of New York do anything about it when it comes to voting?
Can I respond?
Yeah.
Eric Adams was elected, came into office in around the COVID era, if memory serves me correct, 2021, 2022. So at that point, he went in as the darling of the left. Eric Adams wasn't going to say anything.
Just tell me why. Just tell me why.
I'm telling you, my brother, Eric Adams wasn't saying anything bad about migrants for the better part of over a year. And when he did open his mouth and say that the migrant crisis should be stopped at the border, rather than people complaining to him when the New York City residents were giving him shit everywhere he walked out, Eric Adams shifted the blame from himself and making New York City into a sanctuary city. And once he attributed blame at the federal level to the Biden administration, he was raided by the FBI that same day. And Eric Adams' administration has been under siege since then.
No,
whether that's justified or not, whether that's justified or not, or whether that's coincidence or not, I can't say. But the day he mentioned that the migrant crisis should be quelled at the border rather than in New York City, all bets were off. Eric Adams has now been under siege by this same administration at the federal level, and as well as Eric Adams' administration. I mean,
no, that's not true. It's because remember he was they got him twice.
The events that I said, the first time he got busted, he was actually en route to DC to meet with the Biden administration, and he got busted, and one of his aides got busted that same day.
Yes, but you can't rate nobody the same day for something like that, dude. They've been looking for him. They've been looking.
They raided his aide.
But they've been looking. You think they just go, oh, we got a search warrant to go check some? No.
Mike, that's the problem though, man. Like a lot of times, if it has to do with like justifying like leftist stuff, you'll rationalize.
No, I'm not rationalizing. I'm not.
But then you try to sensation. Hold on.
No, hold on.
But then you try to sensationalize.
No, because you're not going to say.
You're rationalizing. No, Michael. Come on.
Hold up.
So you don't think that's a coincidence?
No. Yes, it is. Yes, it's a coincidence. Yes, but you can't prove it. You can say it, but you can't prove nothing. You can't prove shit. No, because you got to go with what you can prove. You can't be going with. You can't just say. You can't just speculate something and say then because of my speculation and my hunch, it's true.
Of course you could. He was en route to DC and his aide got raided the same day.
Let me say it different. Of course you can say it's true, but at the same time is you can't prove it.
I'm not saying I could prove it. I'm saying that it's a really ironic coincidence that when Eric Adams criticized migration at the federal level, which means he criticized the Biden administration for their migration policy, he got raided by the FBI, or his aide got raided by the FBI on that same day. And since then, it's been a succession of raids for Eric Adams and his administration. City Hall in New York City got raided. In addition to a lot of the people within the Eric Adams administration, and it keeps going. That's an active thing.
I don't think that would have anything to do with him coming out and saying that.
So much so that Eric Adams, you can't name 10 more people that were as far as maybe 20 more people in the country that were higher within the Democratic hierarchy, like as far as up and comers than Eric Adams. You can't. They weren't 20 more. Like he was up there. I don't know. They asked him to endorse Biden, and he said he's not going to endorse anybody because he knows the deal. Like he knows what's up, and they did him dirt. I mean, So I mean, Eric Adams feels the way that I'm assuming things went down. And I assume that, like, since Eric Adams criticized the Biden administration and their migrant policies, and then he got raided right afterwards, that Eric Adams also feels the same way that I do, that that's no coincidence, that happened because of his criticism of the Biden administration.
Like I said, prove it. Now let me get to my point. Exactly my point.
But you can't prove a ton of the shit you bring up about Trump, my man.
I mean, what did I say that I can't prove?
I'm saying in general, like most of, like, but you're not giving up. What
did I say that I can't prove?
Hold on. I don't think you go with that much scrutiny when it comes to like stuff that are rumored to be regarding Trump, or like times in which like people are going overzealous. Take for instance that Puerto Rican garbage joke that was said at the Trump MSG rally. That was the biggest thing in the media this whole weekend. Once Biden with shit for brains, I know he's not running for president, but he is the fucking president. Once Biden shit for brains demonized half the country by saying that the MAGA base is garbage, even though it was accidentally, he didn't mean to say it. He has brain rot. He has dementia. In spite of that, though, that all went out the window, and they were trying to cover it up, the media, saying that, oh, what he meant was this. No, what his actual words were, like what he actually said. He said that the MAGA supporters of the Trump base was garbage. They know they screwed up. That shit hurt the Kamala campaign. Even though the media is not trying to run with it, the media is trying to do everything to bring attention away from that. I hope Biden probably did that shit purposely. Who knows? But all of a sudden, like everybody was going nuts about that comedian. Hold on, about that comedian saying the island of garbage. But then, which again, I don't care about anybody. Like jokes are jokes, But then when the president of the United States calls half the country garbage because half the country seemingly is turning red at the very minimum. The media tries to cover it up and lie, and no stories about that. I don't see many people covering that shit. Like how the media just lied yesterday, the whole day about what Biden said.
We can't be going this thing, and then like that's
They do with Trump.
No,
They do with Trump.
no, I'm not talking
You do
about
with Trump.
that. Stop.
You do with Trump.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying you can't be going from this point to this point to this point to this point because now I got to remember all the shit that you said. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah. My bad.
So that's the reason why I said, hold up, man. But you want to, get loud and then over, you know what I'm saying? So
no, you know why I get like that too, Mike? I be going on panels, bro, and it among brothers and whatnot, and then I'll get like whataboutism and like motherfuckers change the subject on me, or like framing things like in the sense of like I'm not saying that they say this outright or verbatim, but framing things as if like so you accept like this kind of stuff, or you accept bigotry, or you accept it. Like no, of course, like people don't accept that stuff, but if you're defending conservative talking points, it's like accepted on like YouTube panels and whatnot, where it could be interrupted as in like, all right, try to defend like this like virtuous like thing like out of nowhere, which I mean like how do you defend those things like off point? I try to bring examples that are kind of like have to do somewhat with the things as far as like how certain things are sensationalized with Trump, whereas seemingly unless like Kamala or Biden fucks up outright, it doesn't get sensationalized at all. Such as like when Biden fucked up yesterday and said that.
It does. When she fucks up, it does. And they do it all the time on Fox News.
That's it though.
Newsmax, all over Twitter.
The Newsmax don't count,
social
bro.
media. In my mailbox right now, there's like 3 fucking flyers for fucking Donald Trump talking bad about Kamala Harris. So I don't, it's
you only name one news agency though. Newsmax don't count.
Two. It does.
No, Newsmax don't count.
Because a lot of people watch it.
You got to go look for Newsmax.
No, you don't. You don't. People just go on fucking YouTube or on Twitter and they look at their shit, or they go on YouTube or on their TV or on their computer or on their phone and they watch it.
Newsmax doesn't have the reach of a Fox, of a CNN.
It doesn't matter what they got
MSNBC.
the reach. People go on there and they listen to it. And
but you only name 2 though. I'm saying like it's only Fox. That's it.
They be having the same people. They be having the same people that be on Fox over there, including Como and the Speaker of the House.
That's not a good thing.
You know what I'm saying? So let me get back. Let me rewind some of the stuff that you said so I can get to it. First of all, in all my videos, I say my opinion or in my 3 cents. A lot of the things that I ask, some of the times I ask it as in a question and see what other people think after I said some things. I don't be going around saying I know for this a fact, whoop whoop about so and so. I don't do that. So for somebody to try to catch me on what I say about Trump as to be a fact, they're gonna be very hard to find it because I don't do that. Second of all, what else did you say? What else did you say?
Well, I was talking about personally, like at times, like my personal experience, like and you know me from like I always try, like when I chop it up with you is different than when I chop it up with other cats, because you actually know me like before like fucking
yeah,
like I mean at the beginning of me pretty much coming on to YouTube pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like pre-COVID type shit. Like, and we chopped it up like, and so you know what it is like as far as me personally. And we don't agree on shit, bro.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know how I give it up, Mike, and you know I got mad. You know, and I know you got love for me, and I got love. Fucking pause. But so I'm a reasonable cat, like for the most part, bro. In spite of the way I feel, like I'll give it up, bro. Like that pussy, like I am Trill Will. You know what it is, bro. Like when I heard that Herb had problems with me, I was hunting him down or looking for him. You know what I'm saying? He was avoiding me. I'm like that in general. Like, or you could probably tell that I'm like that in general. Like, in which I don't hide shit. For the better part of like since I've been like coming outward, like as far as like saying like conservative talking points.
Hold on. Let me get back in.
No, I was saying my personal experience, like. But since I've been like going on panels and saying like conservative talking points, I'll get like people stepping on my wisdom like as I'm speaking, like and like, oh well, defend this out of nowhere. I'm like, yo, like we aren't even talking about that shit. But it'll be like virtue shit. Like, oh, like, so you're saying that you like something racism? Like, no, I ain't saying that shit, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, and but and it'll be like where because like I think a lot of it has to do with like the fact that people like make Trump seem like Hitler. So it's like, oh, how could
Bro,
I not? How
can
could
I
I?
get in? Nah, man,
Yeah,
nah,
my
bro.
bad.
Nah, bro.
No, real quick, I'll stop right now. But like, where not you, Mike, not you, but like other people, like they'll rationalize, like, yo, I gotta step on this dude in spite of like what, like who he is or what he's whatever, because like this dude's suckered by like somebody who could be Hitler. That's how like the reception you get. Like, not you, Michael. Like, I'm saying it in general. Like, I'll go like so I gotta contend at times, and it's like a few days from an election with that kind of stuff where like based on emotion and whatnot. And it's our people, you know what I'm saying? Like, our people are capping for the leftists like this, bro. We crazy, bro. Like, these people ain't doing squat for us. We always bitching politically, our people.
Like it's like
And then they're trying to tell us to like do the same shit again.
Hold up, man, because you took over again. And I'm gonna tell you what, man, I don't give a fuck about this leftist shit and all that shit. I don't like most people, man, they just think for themselves. They don't even know what the fuck that shit is. And they don't even know who the fuck is in it. You know what I'm saying? And you was quite long-winded, making me forget what the hell I was gonna talk about and shit. Oh, now back to that wall, because we first of all, let me hit on that comedian. Right?
Which one?
Okay,
Tony, Kill Tony? Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck he is. Motherfucker probably ain't even funny. So that's the garbage cans. Okay. So I'll put it to you like this. A comedian knows his audience, right? Comedian is supposed to know his audience, right? Because that's how the comedian is gonna rock the crowd. That's how the comedian is gonna communicate with the motherfucking crowd, right? And there's a couple of things for certain when comedians give jokes. They're either laughing with the comedian, laughing at the comedian, or laughing at someone. Right? Right?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if you know that there's people in that damn crowd, right, that don't like people that look Puerto Rican and Dominican and all this stuff, and they've been talking about DEI, they've been talking about Make America Great Again, they've been talking about 1776, all the neo-Nazis voting for Trump, they ain't voting Democrat. All the KKK, they ain't voting the KKK, they ain't voting Democrat. The Proud Boys, they ain't voting Democrat, and the Oath Keepers, they ain't voting Democrat, and the White Nationals, they ain't voting Democrat. He knows who's in that motherfucking crowd, and so with the atmosphere that we're in America right now, even when it comes to race relations, like, why would you even say that in front of a crowd like that when you know that there's people in there that want to hear this shit? Because everybody in that crowd, including, I'm hearing people, because you know where I'm at. You know where I'm at, El Falpe. I'm in Key West, so you know where I'm at, and you know I'm surrounded by a bunch of Trumpies, straight up.
Stop being scared, though, bro. Nah, they're surrounded by you, Mike. They're surrounded by you, bro. Fear nobody, bro.
Some of these guys are my friends.
And you got the whistles, bro. Like, you ain't no victim, bro.
Stop that. I don't want to hear that,
bro.
I don't
like,
want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit, man, because that shit sound like you trying to pump my chest up like I'm a lesser of a man or whatever. Because I'm
you're not at all, bro. Like, I know how you get down, Mike.
Stop. Let me speak, man, because I ain't even trying to
You a gunfighter, my brother. Like,
I ain't even trying to
crazy.
What you call that thing? Entertain that foolishness.
Not the Michael I know, bro. You ain't no Vic. Like, you like anybody bring it to Michael, bro. Like,
these Trump supporters is my friend. Some of these Trump supporters my friends.
No, I know, but I think it's just the top.
Hold up.
My bad.
Hold up. A lot of these some of these Trump supporters are my motherfucking friends and shit like that. I don't be getting down just because you vote for this person. We can't hang out and stuff like that. But I be hearing some of these Trump supporters out here, and they don't. And you know, some of them racists don't know they're racist. They scared of different things. Like I said, why you think that lady got on the mic and thanked Trump for saving white lives when it comes to abortions? It's right in front of his face and shook his hand. You know, you gotta know your crowd, and it didn't look right to me. It doesn't look. I'm not saying that somebody's racist or whatever, but what I'm saying is it don't look right when you a comedian, you know the crowd. You want to talk about Puerto Ricans and motherfucking black folks and watermelon. at a rally like that.
That same comedian said that too.
I saw the clip. I don't know what even the dude looked like, man. I was like, I saw.
I think it was a different dude that said the watermelon shit. I ain't hear the watermelon shit yet. Though. I heard about it though. No, I don't know. I'm not saying it's right, Michael, but it's comedian. They're comedians.
No, Lala D, what's happening? Yeah, they comedians and stuff like that, and you can say what the fuck you want to say. You a comedian, but when the backlash come, don't go fucking run from it. You know what I'm saying? You said some shit about around a whole bunch of people that's starting powder caves. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to race relations.
Who?
Republicans.
What about Democrats or liberal leftards? Better yet.
I mean,
leftards aren't crazy with race relations.
Hold up. I never heard of I don't know what the fuck you mean by leftists, and I don't want to know. I don't even want to get involved in that shit. I think it's whatever. But Republicans are the reason why this year a dude wanted to go to Atlanta just to a concert, a black concert, and kill a whole bunch of black people.
How you know that has to do with Republicans or conservatives?
He wanted to start a race war.
What if he's a nut job though? What if he's crazy?
Because he wanted to start a race war. Because of Republicans, because of the fucking talking points they have over there when it comes to race. Did you know?
But I just mentioned leftist talking point, and you didn't want me to mention leftist.
No.
I said about
just mention the point. You don't have to say leftist or anything. Just mention the point.
You said Republicans though, you're framing it as Republicans. I'm cool with that. I'm framing it as leftist.
Hold up. I got another one. I got it. Well, I did have another one too. I fucking forgot till you keep cutting me off. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesus Christ.
It's because you keep set tripping, Mike. You set tripping for leftists.
Am I lying? Go look it up. The dude is registered Republican. He was attempting to go to Atlanta to kill a whole bunch of black people at a black fucking concert to start a fucking race war. And another one. Well, where did all this DEI stuff come from? The DEI stuff came from with Boeing, right?
Who knows? I don't know.
Right. I don't know particularly. Boeing, when it came to the news and DEI, Boeing was the first big thing that they attacked, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So they was blaming it on diversity, fucking inclusion. The reason why all these aircrafts has these problems. Even on Fox News, they even said it, right?
That's fine.
Right? And guess what? And guess what? When the truth came out, what it was?
What was it?
It was fucking a culture of unsafety practices that was divvied out by the higher ups.
See, but that's an embarrassing correlation in which you force DEI upon a corporation like Boeing, a military-industrial corporation, which ain't shit anyway to begin with. And then the standards for that company fall because you force DEI, which everybody get nuts for it, and that correlation happens. I'm not saying that correlation has one to do with the other, but when we force these things and they go bad eventually, and it probably doesn't have to do with the fact that like DEI was forced, but when these things do go bad, it's attributed to Black and Latin people.
No, it's not.
And that's because the
Airfile player, you're wrong with this. Boeing problem was because they were pushing the workers to hurry up with the jobs when the jobs was supposed to not be rushed up. And it was on the House, that was on the judiciary floor getting grilled. Whistleblower died. A whistleblower died. More than one whistleblower died. And people was out there telling that these people were rushing people to do the job and threatening them to lose to fire them.
Michael, but what I'm saying is that no matter what, at some point they had some sort of influence to force the DEI from what you're saying. I don't know shit about any of this case.
No, I'm telling you.
But the standards I do know for Boeing did fall recently. So people make the automatic assumption, lazily or not, that because of the DEI that may have been used as a policy with Boeing, whether temporarily or permanently, whoever, like people, racist people, could attribute that falling of quality to the DEI. I mean, and I can't blame them. I'm not going to say, oh, that's racist to say that. Regardless of what they find out via the investigation, most people, lazy people, are going to say like this has to do with the fact that they forced DEI.
No.
Even liberals will say that, but they won't admit it though. They'll try to front and they'll try to frame it as like, oh, well, if you feel that way, you're racist. But when they get amongst each other though at the dinner table, the rich leftist Jews, they'll say, oh, well, you know, we had to give these people an opportunity, you know, like fucking they'll frame it, they'll give you the real. But I mean, like some people fall for the window dressing and make it seem like these people lionize us as a victim class, but homeboy ain't a victim, bro. And I think most people shouldn't be victims any longer, 2025 and beyond.
Well, there's people like Majority Green, Ron DeSantis, and a couple of other people that was out there pushing that, all coming from the same party. They was pushing that narrative. Let me read some of these comments. Lala D said, "What's up to everybody? What's up, Lala D?" She said she's just listening, can't type much.
What's up, Lala?
She said, Lala D, my closet work partner, we look out for each other. He prefers Trump, but I personally can't do it. Laugh out loud. I don't like Kamala either, so I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't like. I'm right with you. I don't like them both. Bruce Gas in the motherfucking building. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. The choices suck, but I wouldn't vote Trump for shit. So I'm with the other guy. He also says Trump wants to be the dictator in chief, pretty much. That's how I feel too with that. But like I said, man, like that DEI stuff, man, I was watching it how it unfolded, man, and a lot of that stuff was geared towards women and non-whites, you know, and come to find out it had nothing to do with that, but they pushed that shit, and not only they pushed the DEI to get rid of it in the schools,
they should,
in schools and some of the colleges and the and businesses. It's a good thing and a bad thing. Get rid of all of it. It's a good thing and a bad thing. A lot of people don't. It's a good thing. No, it's a good thing and a bad thing because this is where the predatory stuff happens. This is where people don't get qualified. People don't get hired. This is where people is going to get fucked up loans. Navy Federal just got caught overcharging black people when it comes to interest rates. And there's still things that happen these days to where people hire people that are not qualified to do the job because the people look like them. There is a ship working facility in San Diego. They're known for doing that over and over again, hiring people that look for them, not the qualified people. And that's where DEI comes in because it's not about hiring underqualified people. It's about hiring people that by demographics when they see these buildings to give people jobs, and it trickles down in a lot of ways that people don't understand. So that do that.
Absolutely not.
Whatever. I'm giving examples on how it can work.
To be based on merit, especially with Boeing. Planes, military equipment. Like I gotta have the best people working these things. And I know the best people, the most logic-based people. If you give us a shot, are my people anyway. Like I don't like my people don't struggle opening and closing doors or getting out of cars or with logic-based stuff. Like fucking my people were the last to accept that men could possibly be women. We're still fighting that fight because we're logic-based people. Give us the chance and we'll take over these things properly. But if you try to force us in, like because some fucking leftist lunatic wants to make it seem like they're more caring for black people than some other group of racist people, and they're both racist probably from jump anyway, like both groups, leftist and fucking the right. You know, I don't want a choice. I want to do for ourselves. I think that we should do for ourselves. Kamala don't promise that. Kamala is basically saying, I care for you guys the most, but let me bring these migrants in and I'll explain that down the line when they land in your hood, which they're landing in my hood, Mike, in waves. Okay. We have a lot of them in my hood. In fact, yeah, I'm going, and I'm actually going. No, and I'm going, and I'm going this Saturday. I'm gonna shoot live video, and I bet you better be watching.
That's fine. You mean like you cut me off, and then you don't want me to get back in because you want to go on your little road. So basically, what I was saying was I gave examples on how it can work. You see what I'm saying? I gave you examples on how it does work, and I'm gonna also give more examples on how it does work because you have to get people jobs, and when people can't get jobs that they're qualified for, because people want to leave them out because they want to hire other people that look like them, then they can't get loans for a house. Then they can't have a happy household. And then these neighborhoods look like the way it is. You see what I'm saying? Everything doesn't just doesn't marinate around a certain thing. This is how
Michael. I just try to get a loan for a house today. A couple days ago.
And I'm not done. Okay, I'm not talking about you. I got a loan for a house. I got a house. Some people.
Couple days ago.
No.
With this interest.
Stop. Some people can't get a loan for a house, is what I'm saying, because they don't have a job that qualifies to pay the fucking house off. Because if your ass was in San Diego, look how much a house costs. So if you qualify for this job, but you can't even fucking get it because you can't even get in the door because these cats, when they keep hiring people that look like them, you're gonna have to sell it for something that's lesser, and you might be overqualified for the fucking flip burgers. And that's what I'm talking about. You think that is just handouts? It's protection.
Not handout. I'm not saying about handouts. I'm saying that we shouldn't have the government as the arbiter.
It's protection from people stopping that bullshit and hiring people that look like them, because it happens all the time.
What I'm saying, Michael, is that we shouldn't have the government as the arbiter of these things, because the government gets out of hand like when you give them too much control.
And people, there is no one fix is for all. Shit is gonna be like this regardless. You ain't gonna be happy.
DEI is a one fix all.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't fix everything.
It attempts to, and it's not working.
Exactly. It does. It worked for some people, but at least they tried.
That's basically like a sympathy job. Like is that what we want? Like as people, a sympathy job, my people.
It's not a sympathy
job. Come on, bro.
It's not a sympathy job, dude. You looking at it like that, but it's protection from fucking people preying on people. That's what.
How about we build ourselves up to where we can't be preyed upon?
Dude, was you in the army?
I don't want to put that out there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just I didn't. Well, anyway, anybody, any black person, any color person that's ever been in the service knows they have been somewhere to where people don't like them because where they come from.
Of course.
And they hold back on promotion.
It's happened to me. Many times.
That's all I'm saying, man, about that.
Yeah, but you know what that does? What in my experience personally as a man, what it did is it put scars upon my heart, and it just made that piece of heart that was in there that much tougher. And that's what changed my perspective in many cases. These instances which I had to endure where I knew the world wasn't fair. Right now, we're basically being sold on the world is fair because the world isn't fair because this group of people hates you and that's it. We're not gonna do anything. Vote upon that. We're not gonna do any solutions for that. I was thinking today too. I mean, this is a different subject, but I'll just stay on the same base though. I'll say it real quick. Leftists, whenever they've been in power, never went after the KKK. And for real. If they were so gun-ho about racism, how do we have a KKK? Why don't they smash them at the federal level? Put all these agents on them dudes and shut them down in 1 year.
Well,
why don't they go after?
Can I say something on that? So, first of all, they're labeled as I believe either extremist or terrorist organization right now. Either one of them two, right? And just this year, they caught hundreds of KKK members out there in California. They were called the let me see what they white supremacist group. What was they called? White.
I'm talking about shut it down.
Dude, because we have freedom of speech in America. We have freedom. We have freedom.
We didn't have freedom of speech during COVID. I couldn't come up here and give it up about COVID. I was censored, highly censored. Dude, I couldn't give it up about elections. Highly censored. A lot of people were on social media talking about that stuff. And when you're on social media talking about that, not on YouTube,
dude. Social media, yeah, there was people.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm talking about YouTube, Michael.
They got away with it. Some people got away with it. And some
Yeah, but
people,
why do we got to get away with it? Why can't we just talk about it?
Let me get there. So the problem is that these motherfuckers didn't know how to handle COVID. Matter of fact,
You're making excuses again, bro.
No, I'm not making excuses. Let me talk about
Yes,
let
bro.
me talk about this white supremacist thing. Then we're gonna get into it. Federal and local enforcement today arrested 42 members associated of the SFV Peckerwoods, right? So they caught this white supremacist organization every year. They catch a couple of white supremacists.
I'm not saying a couple. I'm saying shut down the KKK.
Stop. And I told you why they can't shut it, because in America you have this thing.
Of course you could.
Stop. No, you can't, because you have
make it illegal federal. Like make their crimes illegal federally and give them RICO cases. You can't shut it down.
You cannot do that, because they have to do something illegal. You have to do something illegal across state lines and commerce.
Hate speech or some shit. They'll rationalize it, bro. If the Fed wants to go after you, they'll go after you.
Dude, you don't know what you're saying. What you're basically saying is, let's go down.
No, you're covering for the leftists, Michael.
No, I'm not covering. You don't even know what I'm about to say. You don't. You don't even know what I'm about to say, but you're talking. You're opening up the floodgates. You're opening up the floodgates for basically to open up things for new laws for people to get attacked for. Because if you're going to do that, you're going down a whole rabbit hole, my friend. And it's not going to be able to charge them. It's going to be able to charge other people, and it's going to affect other free speech.
They can't shut down gangs. Could they go after a gang?
They can't
RICO
shut them down
on a gang or a mafia.
Okay, RICO. What is RICO? What do you have to do to get caught with a RICO?
Be in a group. They'll make shit up for RICO. You don't got to do shit. They could say that me and you right now are RICO, or something.
So you don't know.
Yes, you of course. Oh, no.
You don't know.
Yo, my people's been through RICO cases my whole life, bro. I don't know. You don't gotta do shit to get a RICO. You can say what's up to somebody and catch a RICO.
What do you have to do to be charged with RICO?
Be in a group and have them blame you for a crime and in concert with each other. That's all you need. And they can say that.
No. There's another thing that you have to do. It has to be across state lines and commerce. It can't just be a group in a city.
A text is across state lines. If the Fed wants to rationalize
in commerce.
In general, Michael, they could make a RICO case. Have you not heard people say that they could make a RICO case very easily?
Yeah.
Or unfairly? Yeah. So why not go after the KKK unfairly? Figure it out later.
P. Diddy's getting hit with.
Why didn't Biden go after the KKK federally and then figure it out later, like they do with other people?
They can, and I'm gonna.
They went after they went after January 6th people.
You don't know what you're saying.
Federally,
because let me educate
they went after people for abortion stuff federally.
Let me educate you again. Let me give it to you raw, like Busta Rhymes used to say. The indictment unsealed today charges a total of 68 Peckerwoods. That's the white supremacist name, with a score of federal crimes, conspiracy to violate the racketeering.
But they're not the KKK.
Stop. Yes, it's a sub variety. It's basically KKK.
So it's not the KKK.
It's basically the KKK. It's a white supremacist group.
You said Peckerwoods.
Group. Yeah,
that's what they call it. In California. I'm talking about KKK of the South and all across the country.
Group in California.
That's limited to just California.
That got charged with a RICO. A white supremacist group of 42 members, 68 defendants getting caught with the RICO case.
Fantastic. Good for them. But why not go after the KKK?
Because they have to cross state lines. And
you don't think the KKK crosses state lines and do
They
dirt?
gotta catch them doing it.
You don't think they could catch them doing it, Michael?
They gotta catch them doing it, and that's
if they put the might of the federal government behind trying to catch the KKK doing a crime, they'll find it. They entrap dudes right now. They'll send federal agents to entrap dudes left and right now, bro. And they can't do that to try to ensnare the whole KKK on a RICO case. Give me a break, Mike.
Hey man, I'm telling you what it is. You can't see this is what it is. You talk about things because the group that I'm talking about is a KKK group, but they're happy to be called.
But it's not the KKK.
No,
My shorty
KKK,
looks like Jennifer
dude,
Aniston,
are you
but she
fucking
ain't
serious?
Jennifer Aniston.
Are you? There's many KKK groups. There ain't just one.
But that group wasn't KKK. It was the Peckerwoods.
Yes,
You said it yourself.
they are.
They're a
Yes, they
racist
are.
group, but they're not KKK, Michael. Is what I'm
Pretty
saying.
much, that's what they are.
No, they're not.
Yes.
You know what it is, Mike. Come on, bro. Like,
No, you
no,
know
but
it.
in general, why, like as a policy, why didn't they go like after the white supremacists, like fucking demon, like all over the place, like as a policy? They didn't, bro. Like they let that shit rock, bro. Like, and not that I even care, bro. Like white people don't scare me. I go to the South left and right all day. People in the South are Gucci to me, bro. Like even in racist areas, they're Gucci, bro. Like I just don't play myself. Like fucking and like or like fucking like act a fool. Like I try as a policy, like I teach my son, like I don't want to be noticed by anybody. I dress like a fucking herb most times I go out. Like fucking, I don't want cops to fuck with me. I don't look at cops like fucking, and like I haven't been stopped by a cop for like 6 years probably. And yeah, I look a little bit white boyish, but if you're in the New York tri-state area, you think I'm a Puerto Rican off rip. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I open my mouth. But like, you know, I'm not scared of like that. My policy is like fear white guy, like fucking from what they could do to me, like fucking like that shit is played out as a policy, bro. And like I don't see that shit playing out in reality, bro. I never seen dudes tougher than fucking my black brothers and my Latin brothers, bro. And like these dudes as a policy want us to play victim in perpetuity. Nah. My son ain't gonna be no victim, and you know your boy Sir Foul Play Ski ain't a victim for nobody, bro. I
don't even bring that shit up because ain't nobody a victim around here. I don't even need to speak on it.
I'm a victimizer. Like I pussy I am troll Willie LDBC like, nothing, bro. He's bunt.
I just think it's
he'd be a victim if he.
I don't even bring that shit up now. Let's get back to these. Dub said, "Oh, Trump said he would pass executive orders on day one. Stop it with the uneducated dictator comment. Okay, whatever, dude. Let's see what kind of executive orders he does put in because he can't do anything and everything he wants to. Dems are the
he put that in on the Black Platinum.
I don't care. Dems are the group of lying gaslighters. Okay, they probably are. Remember when AOC said she feared she was going to get violated at the Capitol on January 6th? She wasn't even there. I don't know. I got to look it up. She probably was. Dub said, did Biden not just call half? He didn't. So first of all, he didn't call half the U.S. Garbage because half of the motherfuckers ain't even voting. Kamala kicked out Christian from her rally. No, she didn't kick out a Christian from a rally. That's been found out to be false. Well, he was a Christian. He happened to get kicked out, but it wasn't for what you thought it was. Kamala called young people stupid. Some people are stupid. She probably did.
See, but you rationalize it for the leftists again, though, Mike.
No,
you see what I'm saying?
No, I said some people are stupid, and I said I don't like her.
But you got excuses for everything that happens with Kamala.
What percent of the country have they offended? Probably a lot of them. Clinton just said she's in favor of censorship. Yep, that is a factor. Yeah, I remember her saying that shit. But there's a lot of I think it's because there's a lot of fucking misinformation going around, and Russia and China's really big on that shit. And a lot of
like the mainstream media, the biggest misinformers going.
They probably are too. They probably are too.
So nobody should be censored. I need to hear everything. Are too.
No, well, some people out here are just too fucking stupid. Yeah,
that's fine, bro. They're gonna be stupid regardless.
And then Trump is gonna censor some motherfuckers too. So you know, how long are people gonna chase the white supremacy ghost? I don't know. I'm not talking about. I guess you came in late. But Rico, like I said, you can't. Rico, you have to do commerce with the crossing state lines. So if you don't catch the people crossing state lines, then you're not gonna get them. Most of the time these days, the KKK ain't really doing shit, but sticking together because they know if they move certain way, they're gonna get their asses locked up. Just like that group I was telling you about that got caught in San Francisco.
And you're wrong too, bro. I know people that have caught that are under federal RICO cases.
Give me one. Give me one.
You want me to put his name out there? I mean, I said his name in one of my other live streams.
Hold up, stop. Give me one and pull up the paperwork.
Nah, I don't want to put his shit out there like that because honestly, he really didn't do anything. So I mean,
how about you go read his paperwork? Because
of course I read his paperwork. It's available online, like fucking up. But I mean,
so I have a question, right?
My boy's innocent.
Okay, your boy is probably innocent, but the thing about it is, you have to. I'm telling you what it is because I already read it, and you don't even believe me. And you sitting up over here and saying like, "Well, I know this case."
No, what I'm telling you is my boy never left my block my boy never left the hood, bro. Like, and everybody who got locked up in that case never left the hood.
He doesn't have to leave the hood.
That shit was in one neighborhood, bro. Like,
not have.
It was a RICO case. Come on, bro.
Stop it, dude. The person does not.
And it had nothing to do with drugs, too.
Can you stop? Can you stop? RICO doesn't have to do with it. It could be a plethora of things, and it doesn't have to be drugs. The person doesn't have to leave the state. The commission of the crime has to be in between two states. So that could be somebody driving from here to there. It could be guns, drugs, bitches.
I understand.
It could be goods.
I know what you're saying.
Cigarettes. So
I know what you're saying, but the thing is that if they really wanted to, they could create a fake case to go, like they do all the time, to go after somebody. And they don't, even though racism is the biggest anonymity. Racism is the reason that I should be like eating ice for Thanksgiving, because racisms exist and one party calls it out more than the other one. I'm Gucci on that, bro. Yeah, but especially when I got a migrant wave that I got to contend with on the streets. I mean, like, you know, and the thing is too that like a lot of these yuppies that live in New York that have to deal with these migrants, they're pussy. Like their wives will get fondled and they don't give a fuck. They'll keep it moving. They'll probably like that shit. But me with my big mouth, and I'm already an old man, bro. I can't be getting into scraps fucking because
shut your bitch ass up, man. You better squabble up.
No, I am gonna. I there's no choice in the matter. The problem is I can't be doing. Like, why should I can't go to New York and just chill?
You know what's real crazy about New York? How the fuck you can't be a law-abiding citizen and have a gun on the subway?
Because of leftist lunatic politics.
Well, that's your boy. No, your boy is in right now.
Who? Adams?
Is that your boy or no?
Adams ain't my boy. I knew Adams before anybody even knew of him. Adams is a piece of shit. Everybody who runs as the mayor of New York is a piece of shit.
You had Giuliani in.
Giuliani's a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, he is. That motherfucker.
Big time piece of shit. Bloomberg was a piece of shit. De Blasio was a piece of shit.
What's the other one?
Eric Adams, Bloomberg, Koch was a piece of shit. Homo. Who else? And I actually remember living under Koch, even though I was a real young kid, and living in real crust 80s New York. Like the way New York is right now, I tell people it's way worse than the 80s. I mean, the thing is that the 80s New York looked worse, but New York today is way more dangerous than it was in the 80s, without question.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man, like I be reading these court cases, so that's how I be knowing some of this stuff, and people be acting like I don't, not you, and it's just crazy how with even when you watch C-SPAN and shit like that, and you hear the House floor, the Senate floor, how much the news miss out on, but they only give you the small snippets and the bullshit instead of giving you a lot of other information that be happening there. They even missed out on Tim Tebow. I think it was last year or this year, beginning of this year. He even he's a part of this. I don't know if he helped set it up, but to go after child trafficking and shit like that. He was up there talking to some senators about the statistics and how can they combat it and stuff like that, and how there hasn't been a real push to go after these nasty motherfuckers that's human trafficking children and abusing children and stuff like that. And it didn't even make the news. It didn't make Yahoo. It didn't even make the news. They didn't talk about it or nothing like that. And it's a very important thing that none of these news agencies brought it up. So, did
you hear about the data regarding the amount of children that are missing?
It went up.
No. Did you hear the actual number though, or have you heard the actual number?
I forget it. It's ridiculous.
It's I think it was 370,000 missing or unaccounted for children.
No, but we're just talking about human trafficking.
No, of the new migrant wave. That is human trafficking.
No. I'm talking about human trafficking for like, you know, nastiness. Human trafficking.
That's what I'm talking about, Michael. Those people, those kids that are unaccounted for right now were released to God knows who. They can't get track of them as of this day, even though they came in a few months ago or a few years ago in most cases.
No,
That number right now of the ones that they have come in and processed through the border that were children that are now missing is 370,000 by today's count or more. Again, you got to count people that weren't processed that have come into the border, which were many as well. God, pray for these kids, like fucking. And I hope that they come out all right of it at the end of this, because I don't want a political victory. Like, oh well, you see, you gotcha. Like fucking, these kids are dead because of the leftists. Like, nah, I don't want that shit. I'd rather like Trump not win and these kids be safe. Like fucking But
I don't think those kids.
I don't think that's the case. Like, I think that those kids, especially in New York City, Michael, like we have the biggest human trafficking problem in my neighborhood before like any of this popped off. We have an open human trafficking market in my neighborhood that's pretty much untouched, protected by cops, like fucking what? I mean, Eric Adams I'm telling you that I knew of him before that. I'm not saying he's associated, but he's one off from like these people, like, and this is probably like 2014 era, Mike, like in my neighborhood. So I mean, like now you have this spillage of like new migrants that are also coming in, and you don't see little kids like of that ilk. I see a little bit, but not that much. Like as far as like if a new wave of people come in, and you don't see that many women either. And I remember when the Dominican women came in, like fucking, they're smoking. You can't miss them when they came in with the men. Like now. The women, the only place you see women in New York are new wave of women are the new like selling themselves, and that's like in like these markets that people talk about, like Roosevelt in Queens. But a lot of that stuff doesn't happen open air like it did in my neighborhood.
Down there, you be going down there getting your dick.
No, I fucking hate. I mean, if you gotta get a tootie, bro, like, if you gotta get. No, never that, bro. I think like. You know, and like Michael, a lot of the women I've fucked throughout my life, like I actually talked to, bro. Like I've only had like 2 girlfriends my whole life, and I like and I boned way more than that. But I give it up, bro. I tell them what it is, like off the rip.
Pause.
Like like a lot of women were very candid with me because I felt like when I was young I could only be candid to women most times and like 1 or 2 friends. But they would tell me horror stories, dogs, like fucking about how they came up and why they were the way they were. Because I mean, a lot of the girls I've boned, a lot of them are hoes, bro. I mean, like it comes with the game. But you see why they're hoes. But like the conditions that they like these people are treated to nowadays, like and making a new class of real poor people where they have to do shit like that. To me, it's a no-go. Like New York right now is legalizing sex work, and there's a big push for that. And it's because they want to have these women employed as prostitutes, but that's liberal lunacy. Like to say, like, oh, like, well,
you out there, man, in them streets.
Pardon me?
Let me find out you out there in them streets over there, getting your little tallywhacker toe off for $20.
Nah. But one thing though, for sure, I did do a little scratching on my neighborhood's problem that I mentioned earlier, and as soon as I did it, they fucking graffitied my door. I still have. Evidence of that, and I could prove that I lived there. I mean, like fucking, it was on my old New York ID. They fucked with my cars. It's pretty much, I don't know if it had to do with the reason why I left New York City for a reason, and I'll say that shit in the future. I mean, but not on no pussy shit, because I've done videos on my blog after the fact. I mean, like fucking, and nobody could say like fuck. I'll say who I am many times. Like fucking, that crab, like I am True Will has put my government out there, like as far as like my real name. Many times, like, because he's a fucking cornball abroad. You know what I'm saying? But go ask, like, what my government was and, like, fucking creep where I creep. And, like, nobody's going to say, like, this dude's pussy or some shit. But what happening in my neighborhood now, man, it's fucking, like, the fact that nobody, like, the market that I'm telling you, Michael, for instance, oh, yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Like the prostitution market in my neighborhood, it's not like where you go to a spot. Like they'll bring them to your house. Like they give out little business cards, but they're not even the size of like a regular business card. It's like a business card cut into thirds, and it'll have like a picture of like a video model broad on either side with just one number and one name. See, that's and so you call and like they'll basically like I guess, suss you out, like whether you're like a DT or not, and they'll bring it to your house. And like from what I was told, it's like 50, $60, and it's fucking usually migrant women.
Ready
But
to
if those
rot.
women are doing that shit for 50, $60, those women are enslaved. Nobody, like those women are at most, if they're even getting anything, what, $30? Like to
Yeah.
fucking bang some fucking
30
disgust. No, they're not.
yeah.
I don't think they're getting anything. And I have proof that they don't get anything.
They
I've
get
seen like how
something,
they
but
house them,
it's not
Michael.
worth it.
No, this is
they
not
probably
voluntary, Michael. This
paying
is
the
slavery,
motherfucker back
bro.
or something.
Pardon me?
I said they probably paying the motherfucker back.
Yeah, but they're not choosing to do that shit though. They're that forced into doing that shit. I have proof of that stuff too. And this is not like just Latin women. This is like Chinese women open it like a fucking big time prostitution market in my neighborhood.
That's big.
And Latin women. It's
Forever.
Oh yeah, but how they do it, Michael, with the Latin, this is only the Latin one, like the little card thing I was just telling you, is that they'll go like to the area that's really populated, the Mexican gangs in my hood, and they'll only give the cards to male men that are like migrant looking. And like a lot of those migrant men, not the new wave, like Mexican dudes, a lot of the Mexican dudes, like they didn't come like with the same amount of women, but it's not like comparable to like the shit that I was mentioning today, like this new wave. But like they'll give it to like, let's say Mexican dudes only, or like immigrant looking dudes, and they'll like be more prone to call, or they'll just throw it away. But you really can't like if you arrest somebody, you'll be arresting basically one driver and one woman. If you did like a sting. So I mean they get away with it. No, they don't really enforce it. They look at it like a victimless crime. And honestly, the cops might be in on it. I think the cops are in. I know the cops were in on it when I was living there. They were the ones running it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so much so, I'll say this story, bro. Like I came back from a club. I had to walk 2 blocks to go to my house. I'll just cut the story short. And these fucking they right down the block from my house, and I'll say the street. It was a 42nd Street and 8th Avenue in Sunset Park. The spot is still there. There's a karaoke spot, and there was a prostitution place. If you look into that place, it had stairs leading right up, like with red lights. And that is not destined. That it was supposed to be a storefront and then 2 residents on the top. But it had like the stair that went right up to the top. But people, like, you could tell it was a prostitution place. Yo, it had one cop always like off-duty dude, like in the front, and inside, bro, all you see is goons, bro, Chinese goons. Like fuck, and it'd be like 11, like but you wouldn't see a ton of them. They would keep that shit on the wraps, and this place didn't look ghetto one bit. So I came back from a club, and my man Billy dropped me off on 40th Street and 8th Avenue, so I had to walk home, and I had to pass this place. But I mean, like that place is not really scandalous. Like it, even though I knew what they were about, it really didn't fuck with my day to day. So I walk by this shit, and I see some Mexican cats pull up in a piece of shit minivan. It's a bitch pushing the minivan, but the minivan is full of Mexican cats. They all hop out, boom, and like they're speaking English. They're not like off the boat. They pops out, fucking and they start shaking with like a little group of Chinese dudes that was already out there. It seemed like as they were waiting for them, like because you normally wouldn't see the Chinese dudes out there, but this time there was no like off-duty cop. It was just like maybe like 4 or 5 Chinese cats. As soon as those dudes hopped out, bro, they start shaking. The Mexican dudes, they weren't like about shit. I think it might have been some misunderstanding, but they probably try to pull up and like, you know, show force for like 5 dudes. Big mistake, bro. Yo, these dudes, like, it must have been no less than like 17 Chinese dudes, Mike. Hop out, bro. They start putting the poking on these Mexican dudes, bro. Like the bitch left them, bro. Like she dipped. Every one of these dudes got stabbed up, bro. And like nobody died, like I mean, like that I heard of, like, but every one of those dudes, ping ping, yo, they were like basically like, but there was one dude.
So they was ninjas.
Nah, but there was a lot of them though. And yo, everybody came out with knives and sticks, like from inside.
I'm joking, nigga. I'm saying like,
yeah,
like.
Nah, so yo, so listen, so the last dude that they had caught, and it looked like a younger Mexican cat. Like they were just toying with dude, bro. Like they were like somebody was choking him out. And they were working his ribs. So I'm like, yo, I don't know if they're poking this kid or I don't know if they're like just punching him. But I called the cops from a payphone because I didn't want to call from my phone. So I'm like, yo, like some kid got stabbed, whatever, like fucking and I was like, there was a big fight. So like, oh, do you want to give your name? I was like, fuck no, like whatever. I hung up. Yo, and mind you, I'm a super civilian at this point. This wasn't that like a crazy long time ago. So fucking I'm at my work. This happened like on a weekend. I go to my job like on a Tuesday. A couple of days later, a fucking Chinese detective like calls me. He's like, "Oh, are you whatever?" Like, give me my name off the rip. I ain't give these dudes my name. They're like, yeah, like they're like, oh, they're like, oh, like, I wanted to ask you about that fight that you saw the other day on such. They gave me the address. I was like, bro, I ain't seen no fight, bro. They're like, oh, but don't you live on foot? Like, and then like give my like, and I hung up on these dudes. So I mean, like that dude didn't get my number by magic, bro. Like I mean, if they would have murdered somebody, like they really would have pressed me. But they just wanted to let me know that we know who you are, like fucking, even though you try to hide yourself, and you also live on such and such street.
Yeah, we
fucking
got you, boy.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not no wash talk, like no rag tag, you know, $40 like blowjob type of shit, bro. And these women, like the Chinese place, I don't know what the Mexican ones are looking like. But the Chinese place, like when they had that fight that day, some of them popped out, and I've seen them drop some of them off, like because they come in like Lexuses, and they'll drop off like 3 bitches, and they're dressed like, you know, to the nines, and them bitches are like fucking not even 9s, bro. Some of them bitches are like 13s.
That dude,
but they're slaves.
So that dude,
they're definitely slaves.
Like, oh, so you got something to say?
Pardon me?
I said he was like, yeah, man. You so and so. You got something to say, bro?
What do you mean?
The dude that called you.
Nah, hells no, Mike. Because that, like, yo, like that's the thing. Those like shit like that, you'll get disappeared, bro. Because you're fucking with that, like something that is a lot of money. If they got somebody like that on the payroll, and I've had that. That wasn't the only evidence that I had of them working as a team, like or that being covered up. It was way worse than that. I had way worse than that. I actually did a little digging after. Like I always dig. But that shit was but that I mean it's fucking I'll never like really like say what I like fucking some of the shit that I've like seen. But I like fucking or some of the shit that I know like goes down because it's sad, bro. And like the first instance that I ever knew that I like we had that problem in my neighborhood, Nike. Mm-hmm. That's what like off the rip, like it was pretty, like, and God always does that, but I don't believe in God. Like there are no coincidences, bro. Sometimes you end up somewhere just because you have to, like you have to like see something. But my dad, I said this story. Remember, like you may have heard like when I said the story about like when I met with that serial killer by accident, like at that strip club. But my dad used to live on top of that strip club in my neighborhood. It was like in an industrial area though, like. That's like that they allowed a strip club to be there because there's like no schools and shit like that. But my dad rented a room on top of that strip club. And when I first started like hanging out, like fucking when I first joined my gang, I was still a church boy, but I would use the excuse that I was gonna go stay at my dad's so I could run around the streets on the weekend. So I went to like a party or some shit, and I was on my way home to my dad's, like going towards the strip club area. So I stopped to take a piss in the doorway of like a mechanic shop because this block it was all mechanic shops. Bing, bing, bing. So I stopped to take a piss in like a doorway of one of them, and a van pulls up in one like 3 shops ahead of me. But I'm already taking a piss and I don't want to pop out because they pulled up like all cloak and dagger, like fucking everybody opens the doors all crazy. And I'm just trying to see what it is because my dad used to work in the shop next to that one and they didn't like each other. So I was just trying to be nosy and see what they were up to. After like a van door swung open, the owner of the shop came out, the driver popped out, and when the door swung open, like the sliding doors, a dude popped out, and then after that, it was all bitches, bro. Like it must have been no less than 15, like a van full. When they all hopped in, bro, they closed the gate of the mechanic shop, locked that shit, they did, bro. And I know how the mechanic shops are, bro. That shit is cold. There's like you may have a bathroom like to take your shit, but that's about it. After them bitches like fuck. And probably got fucking mayonnaise sprayed all over them, like they fucking get to wash off in a sink, like slaves. But now what the leftist want is like basically legalize it. Like they're still gonna get pimped on, they're still gonna get fucking ran through, abused. But and they call it sex work and like fucking yeah, women empowerment. Like nah, conservatives, we want our women like back. We want to win our women back. We fucked up on y'all women, but like we'll win y'all back, and we're gonna build our families accordingly. Fucking especially my Black and Latin brothers. There's nothing to be scared of, bro. Like only a bright future to look forward to, bro. Like fucking never scared. Arm yourselves if you're scared, bro. It's legal and it's cheap.
Yeah, you heard me. You heard you. You know what I'm saying? It's legal and it's cheap around here, boy. You know, it's legal and it's cheap. All right, what else we got to talk about? Hey, motherfucker. No, you heard me. Damn, where the fuck that yo. All right, what else we got? Yeah, man, this motherfucker put himself on mute after he talked about all that, man. All them bitches he was talking about got him thirsty. You know, he can't wait to spin around the block, you know, and patronize some of them hoes. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Patronize some of them hoes. Yeah, man, we just basically made this video talk about some things that surrounding the old Trumpy Dumpy. I don't like the guy. I don't like none of them. You know, I don't see. I just don't see how anybody could vote for any one of them motherfuckers. Like, you know, yo, man, didn't you want to talk about the P. Diddy shit? This motherfucker probably went to go take a shit. He on mute anyways. He'll probably come back. Oh, he out. Let's see what we got here. So I guess Jake Paul is sitting up over there talking about supporting Trump or whatever the case may be. Somebody had, and I didn't. It's not like I went and looked for this shit. Somebody sent it to me on Twitter, and I don't give a fuck what that dude got to say about anything. I don't care how tactful it comes out of his mouth, how well spoken it comes out of his mouth. I think he. I think as far as like when it comes to the economy, there's multiple factors where and why that we're in the situation that we're in, and I don't think it has anything. I think a lot of it doesn't really have to deal with. I'm talking about like the groceries and the gas. I don't think it really has anything to do with like the Republicans or the Democrats. I think it's just straight up greed. Let me look. Where's other? I have some other talking points with that. Let me see if I can pull my Twitter page up real quick. Because the guy wanted me to. He basically wanted me to like respond to the video, but so what I did was I only watched like a couple. I only watched like maybe 3 minutes of it. Let me move this thing out just in case he come back. The freedom of speech thing, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I think if people want to cry about like the COVID thing, I think that's maybe minutely a valid point, but at the same time, like people were dying and people were dying because of people were giving out misinformation. People were relating to the last minute and then getting the jab and dying in the hospital and shit like that. Ultimately, I think that they tried their best. They tried to use the CDC, Fauci, and all that. I think they really tried their best, but they didn't do a very good job. But it is what it is. The wars. He brought up Logan Paul or whatever his name is, Jake Paul, whatever, one of the Paul brothers. He also brought up wars. There's only one war, and that's Ukraine and Russia. The other one is not a fucking war. It's one-sided. It's a one-sided knock around the head. The thing with Israel and Iran is not a fucking war. There's a bunch of fucking dust-offs. That's about it. They ain't fucking really. They ain't no fucking war. Healthcare, that shit is being undermined. And that shit is straight up greed. I'm surprised like people want to blame that on one particular party. I don't think it's the Republicans. I don't think it's the Democrats. I think really, to tell you the truth, I think right along with the economy and healthcare, I think it's fucking greed. I think these motherfuckers out here are just fucking greedy, and they're taking advantage of the situation because they know they can get away with it, and that's why we in the predicament that we in. And now and then the Paul guy says people can't have opinions. People can have opinions, but when you're a public fucking figure, you can voice your own opinion, but you're gonna maybe have to deal with the consequences of your opinion, and that's just what it is. And and that goes hand in hand with a lot of these people out here don't want to be held accountable for the shit that comes out of their mouth anymore. It seems like you know, even with people, everybody know that you can't go into go to vote and go to these buildings and go in there with the Kamala Harris hat on, the Trump hat, the Dem hat, the Republican hat. They know you can't go in there with it, but then they still want to test it out and then cry like they being violated. You know what I'm saying? Just the other day, a black lady was mushed in the face by somebody because they told the person that they can't come in there with the hat, and they got upset, but they know the rules. Makes absolutely no motherfucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Then he says, like, then the Paul dude goes to say that we're more like America's more divided than ever. It's not. It's not more divided than ever. You know what I'm saying? Really, to tell you the truth, if people are going to like say that we're divided because of fucking politics, I think people are nutcases. I think that people need to go talk to people outside of social media and see if we're so divided. I don't think we are. I think that I don't think Kamala Harris nor Trump is someone is going to be the person that's going to put Americans together. Trump had 4 years to get Americans together, and he didn't do it. So he's definitely sure ain't going to do it in these 4 years. Maybe so. Maybe he might find out what the mistakes that he made and do something different. But I don't think so. I don't think we as divided as people be saying we are. I just think that people just need to get the fuck off of social media and go talk to people in real life. Because majority of Americans ain't on social media with this bullshit. And if you want to also blame like we're divided because of like the media companies on how they talk, I think you're delusional. They're all bought and paid for by whoever is whoever they pick, and that's just the way it is. You know, what this guy saying? This guy gonna tell me like get in my inbox and say nope, I'm not that type of person. I just don't know how anyone can vote Democrat when they're trying to show this transgender crap down our throats and trying to twist our children's minds. But like you said, there's bigots on both sides. See, then he goes, it's always like, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this. It's always like a new goalpost thing, right? Because not all Democrats is for that transgender shit. And now they coming to find out. See the full, and see, this is the fucked up thing about it is like when you watch these hearings and you watch the House floor, you watch the Senate floor, it's like they always put even some of the Democrats fought back on this shit. Like let's keep it real. But it seems like they always they put the wrong. It seems like they put when they have these hearings, it seems like they put people in there that they know is going to try to use science to figure this shit out, right? To win over the argument, even though it seems kind of biased, because I think that I think that a lot of times these cats, they come up in there, they are biased about the research that they put out. And especially when people are paying them to especially when they have books on this shit and their money's on the line when it comes to the academic journals that they have written about the transgender thing. I seriously think that if the kid is under 18, I think that it's not it shouldn't be called abuse. I think that if the kid is under 18, just like you don't get a choice on what food you're going to eat, you shouldn't get a choice on what gender you're going to be until you're 18, unless the parents let the parents run a fucking household. If parents want to do that shit, let them do that shit. If parents don't want to do that shit, it is what it is, you know. And it's just not a. I don't think that's just a Democrat thing. There's Democrats out there that don't believe in that shit. You know, but it's the world we live in, and it seems like, you know, everybody want to be included. You can't leave anybody out. Anybody out. You have to tiptoe around people's feelings. You and it's crazy because it seems like if you're a public figure to an extent, you can't even say you don't believe in that transgender stuff. You don't believe in that multiple sexes. Because I think it's funny because when you say sex, I'm thinking man and woman, and then they say sex identity, like now that's a new thing, what you identify as. But you can't tell me I have to, like, how are you going to tell another human being that I have to live your lie? Right? Now, I know that we don't want to hurt people's feelings like on purpose and stuff like that. But at the same time, is people, the other side has to be realistic. Like even some of them that put on a dress and put on this is just my opinion. I'm not representing nobody or nothing. This is just my opinion. And I'm asking a question. Like, do people, this is a question for everybody. Because I think that if you can't have an honest discussion about it, an honest discussion, and I'm not coming from a place with malice or anything like that. If you can't have an honest discussion about certain things, and you want to dictate the trajectory of the conversation, then I don't think there's no need for there to have to be a conversation. Because at the end of the day it's like it seems like with transgenders, you have to go along with whatever they believe in, or you hurt their feelings, and you hurting their feelings becomes you being transphobic. I don't like that. So it's kind of like they holding you hostage. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like they're holding you hostage because either you believe what you ain't got to believe it, but you better say it out loud, or we're going to besmirch your name. Which, depending on who you are and where you work, can be detrimental to your health, to your well-being, you know, your job. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy how you could give a child a choice, but they can't buy cigarettes, they can't buy booze, they can't buy a gun, they can't go out of the country without or let alone get on a flight without parents' consent. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can't get you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a whole bunch of shit they can't do. But you want to say in this case they have the mental capacity to make a decision that it might affect their life. Now they're doing more each every 6 months or so. There's going to be new research, new developments in this stuff, and at the end of the day, this shit is not going to hold up. It's not going to hold up. I don't think I don't think taking the drugs and wearing a wig and getting the boobs, putting on the get up is like it's gonna make, this is my 3 cents, somebody feel better in their own skin. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's gonna, like, when I say that, I mean like it's gonna fix it. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Overall, in their own skin. I don't care how old of an age they start taking the blockers, the puberty blockers, and all that stuff. I don't think that's good overall. I don't think that's the overall fix for somebody to be accepted in their own. I mean, for them to be comfortable with their own sin. And we've seen it with people with plastic surgery all the time. They never comfortable. It seems like every 3 months, 6 months, little Kim got another cut on her. Michael Jackson kept going. A lot of people, they keep going and getting cut up. They're never satisfied, and it seems like they never satisfied, comfortable 100% in their own skin. They never. And that's what it seemed like to me. Now, I know some women out there are fortunate, blessed, took care of their bodies more than others or whatever, or just pure genetics. You know, and there's some women out there do need a little help, right? When it comes to the tummy tucks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Some women do. And sometimes it does work out and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't think that's it's just my 3 cents. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not coming from a malicious place or anything like that. I just have questions. And I wish that, you know, somebody on the other side can answer that question, because I don't think it's 100% fixed. You know what I'm saying? You got people out there that do it and then get surgery and shit like that. Their ass don't look right. Their boobs don't look right. They get the cheekbone shit don't look right. You know, they just don't have the body type to be putting on that stuff, and they know people can see them and know what they is. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the fix. I just think that the fix is just being you, unconditional to the whole world, and getting used to it. You know what I'm saying? And getting used to it. You do you. But I don't think doing all that, like them puberty blockers and stuff like that. People can't tell me that's not gonna fuck nobody up. If they taking that shit at 6, 10 years old, and then they get 18, 22, 23, and they want to be a man again. You can't, folks can't tell me that I mean, I want to see the research on it. But in my opinion, I'm thinking like you stun it. You just stunt yourself. You know, you could take all the testosterone in the world to try to do the hormonal therapy, but that's not good. Everybody that's taking testosterone is fucking up with their natural testosterone levels when they get off that shit. So I don't know, man. I just think that they need to put the power back in the parents' hands, and these states that think that shit is cool. And the kids ain't gonna be happy with it. You know, and some of them damn for sure ain't gonna be happy later. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that. I just think that is a fucked up thing where you're gonna say that you're gonna dictate that to be child abuse, to where the parents can be locked up and or forfeit their kids to the system, to where they might even get taken advantage in that bitch. You know how many kids out there in foster homes that got taken advantage of? Like, you know, there was them 2 black kids that was adopted by the white people that had them kids living in the goddamn cage in the backyard like dogs. You know, it's like these people is bombing, man. And some idiot's gonna be like, "Oh, that's transforming." I'm like, "No, dude. I don't care who the fuck what you do. I don't. I just got questions, you know." So I think that is highly fucking unfair. You can't buy cigarettes. There's a whole bunch of shit a kid can't buy. There's a whole bunch of stuff that a child cannot make a decision on. That's the reason why they call it childs. You know what I'm saying? That, like, it's crazy. They don't get charged as adults. You know, like, it's crazy how somebody could say, what, oh, how you gonna tell that kid what they whoop-de-whoop is and stuff like that? They barely even know them fucking selves. The child can say, oh yeah, I knew what I was when I was whoop-de-whoop. No, the fuck you didn't. Because you know how many people, you know how many kids regret that shit? You know how many people out there regret that they cut their diggling off? No, I'm just saying in general, like for real. I'm not trying to be funny, but that's the thing. You can't have an honest discussion without somebody getting their fucking feelings hurt and then calling you out of your name and trying to besmirch your name and trying to fire your ass and shit like that. Makes absolutely no motherfucking sense. Makes absolutely no motherfucking sense. It's like they're bigots. You're intolerant of somebody else's way of thinking, but you want everybody else to agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Life doesn't work like that, but you want it to be your way. You know, but everybody wants it to be one way with that shit, and it's crazy. And the crazy part about it is that AAP Homestead, Florida, name one thing they've done that doesn't have anything to do with abortion. Who? Who? Name who done? Name one thing they've done. Who was they? Name one thing they did besides abortion. Well, they've been going after the DEI, right? Trump didn't do it, but he signed the money for the PPP loans that was started in the brains of some Democrats. Name one thing Trump 2020-2024, one thing they've done that doesn't have anything to do with abortion. He did that. What else he do? He got rid of a terrorist, some civilians at the same, some collateral damage at the same time. He signed the agreement to pull us out of Afghanistan. Gave Joe Biden the deadline to roll out, and the president over there didn't want us over there anymore, so we had to roll on that deadline. What else he do? You got any more? You got any? AAP Homestead? He attempted to build some of the wall. Well, he did build some of the wall. I would give him a C during COVID. I would give him a C with the response for COVID. Bibles. He brought in some Bibles, some pens. I think a watch. Pair. AAP Homestead. I don't know what you mean by pair. He bought in a couple of things. I'm not saying like Trump didn't do anything, like everything he did was like bad or anything. I never have said that, but you know, some of the things that I've seen him do, I'm not really a fan of it. He also said life has become a living hell for your average American family living paycheck to paycheck under the Biden administration. I'm telling you, you blame it on the Biden administration. I don't think it's them. See, like most people, like the only thing that most people can blame it on is one particular party, but they can't look at these corporations out there that's still making billions of dollars, and they ain't lost a penny. They ain't lost a penny in the last 6 years, last 7 years. They ain't lost a fucking penny. Oil companies, have they lost a penny? Matter of fact, let's see. Matter of fact, so 5 years max. So ExxonMobil stock And 2013 was $88.99, right? It went down to $43 in 2020 and went up to $116 today. So there's still ExxonMobil is making a money. Like they're not ExxonMobil is not losing money, buddy. They're not losing money. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how is this all the blame on one particular party over the other? Like, I'm trying to figure that out because, if the oil is up, and if the oil prices is up, which would bring the price of the goods is up, like, but everybody's still making money. Like, what's really going on? Like, just food for thought. Like, think outside the box. I could be wrong, but think outside the box rather than calling out the Biden administration, even though the Republican administration is Republicans are here still. Obama has been working overtime through Joe Biden to collapse this country. I don't think it's Obama, but he's been working overtime the last couple weeks. The last couple weeks. The economy was thriving under President Trump, and gas was under $2 a gallon. We weren't really thriving under President Trump, dude. Like, we had a whole fucking pandemic, like, and the price of goods did go up during the pandemic, and then the price of gas did go up during the pandemic. So I don't even know what like a lot of this shit that you're talking about, bro. So I don't know, like, a lot of stuff that people be talking about, like, when it comes to this shit, I don't know what they be saying because, like, it ain't. I don't think it's. I don't think it's as cut and dry as people be thinking it is. And it's pretty much you playing the blame game, right? When was the hold up. You playing the blame game, dog. That's all you doing. That's all it is, man. The blame game, man. I don't get down. Okay. All right. I'm not doing that shit. Like, just blaming one person or the other because of some bullshit. Right? Okay. Let's see here. COVID started in 2019, right? Right? Okay. So during Obama, gas prices was cheap, right? During Obama, gas prices was cheap, right? A couple of cents cheaper than Trump by 3 cents, right? Right? We got all the way down, and during COVID, we got down to $2.17 because nobody was using it because a lot of us was on lockdown. So, but then in 2021, we went to $3.01 to $3.95 in 2022. So it was already going up during the pandemic. So let's keep it real. It was already going up during the pandemic. It was already going to go up, bro. Because most people for half the year, people weren't using gas like they normally would. So they looking like we got to pay catch up. So they raised the goddamn prices. Prices of goddamn oil, bro. That's my theory. He said electric prices have dang near doubled. I mean, you better go talk to them. The corporate, the business is one who's putting up the price, the price of the electricity, and half of them is state ran. I mean, San Diego got what? San Diego Gas and Electric. Half of these motherfuckers is state ran. Like you better go talk to them. Like they the ones who setting the price for electricity. He says, why would you vote for somebody that has nothing to run on? Kamala has been stealing all of Trump's campaign slogans. No, she hasn't. And AAP Homestead, name me one thing that Kamala said. Name me one of Kamala's policies that she said of recently. Bet you can't do it. America needs to be energy independent. We don't have, like, if we did, we would burn out of all of our oil. It's best to use other motherfucking shit. The problem is that time and time again, we be fucking up our own environment when we be digging. You know, that's why we got Florida be getting all fucked up all the time with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So folks better be careful what they wish for. Joe Biden and Kamala have created inflation and shrink inflation. Yeah, whatever. If you think it's just them, bro, pay more, get less. No, it's called supply and demand. It's the easiest motherfucking thing in the world. When supply go up, you charge more. All I know is I got a lot more groceries in my buggy with Trump was president, and my electric bill was half the price. And I don't hear about transgender people in all the other schools. Yeah, you still heard about it. With the schools and transgender shit when Trump was in office. It just wasn't no all out in your face like the you know what I'm saying? But it was around, so you could stop playing with that, dude. Like, and the gas prices, yeah, it was cheaper under Trump, but like there was a reason why it was cheaper under Trump. Like, that's what you're not understanding. Like, he said Tampon 10 wants to put tampon dispensers in boys' bathrooms. No, it wasn't just Tim. They've been saying that shit for a very long motherfucking time, for like the last 10 fucking years. When they started opening, they wanted to put the bathrooms, the separate bathrooms and shit like that. So let's go ahead and stop it. Once again, there you go. You ain't got your timeline right. AAP Homestead says should have been any men playing in women's sports. I agree. I agree. U.S. nuclear task force is on high alert right now because of this administration. No, they've been on high alert like plenty of times, like off and on. And half of them is because, and sometimes it's because of Russia, which is Trump's buddy, and China. So let's go ahead and stop it. Let's go ahead and stop it. And let's go ahead and stop it, dude. Like that's the reason why I don't and where'd you can you put the link? Can you put the link in there where it says like the U.S. nuclear task force is on high alert? And can you put the link in there? He also goes to say they are just puppets of Obama. Well, you got to prove that. So I'm not even going to read that. You have to prove that. At least put like my theory, I believe, and stuff like that. Like, okay, later, dude, but you're still here. Kamala saying no tax on tips. That was Trump's from the beginning. Put the link where she said that at. And also, maybe she agreed with him. What's wrong with her saying it? Maybe she agreed with him. But this is kind of like a sucker move, but maybe she agreed with him. I don't know. You go ask her. But I believe in taxing that shit. Fuck that. AAP Homestead, Kamala saying we need to finish the border wall now. Okay. And I mean, is it true? Ain't that what you want to hear? Is it like that's what you want to hear, right? Like, let's be real. Yeah, she should have been saying that shit a long time ago, but you know, that's what you want to hear, and you got it. Does Democrats use FEMA to steal all of our money to pay off for the illegal immigrants to come here and vote? So they, well, Trump took money away from FEMA. Is what the consistency is out there. They're saying, and not only that, it's proven in writing. It's proven in writing. Trump took money from FEMA. You know what I'm saying? Trump took money from FEMA, and then the House, the Speaker of the House, didn't want to go into they put the House on a 3-4 week vacation and don't want to come to work to help out with the wildfires and with the Florida hurricane disaster shit. So let's keep it real, man. They both sides be fucking up, bruh. Both sides be fucking up, man. Like you can't just be one-sided, man. They both be fucking up, bruh. There were 0 wars under President Trump. There's wars all over the world, and then world under the Biden administration. Okay, bro. Name me the wars that's going on. Name me the wars that's going on. Name me the wars that is going on. I want to know that. I want to know that. Because Russia and Ukraine was already wrapping up under Trump. Israel, Palestine, Iran, the Houthis and all that shit, Hamas, they already been doing this tit for tat shit for decades already. That shit's already been a powder keg. I ain't got nothing. You can't name me who's at war. Name me who's at war. Better to be buddies with other nuclear powers than enemies. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. America is on the verge of being invaded by Russia, China. America is on the verge of being invaded by Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran all at the same time. Where'd you get the information from, bro? I want to know where you get the information. How you going to invade this country when every swinging dick got one of these? Everybody got one. The kids got guns. Well, how you going to invade? Boy, how they going to get here? As soon as they land, they getting popped off by Billy Bob and Draquan. Check out the New York paper. You'll see everything you need to see about our country being on the verge of getting nuked. No, put the link in. Put the link in. Put the link in. I want to know where you're getting this information from. Because we ain't on the verge of getting nuked. First of all, bro, see, that's that fear-mongering shit. They tell you no wars under Trump. Then they tell you that we on the verge of this. So if you vote for Trump, he'll fix it all. Dude. You need to stop. I don't think people outside of America really how would you I pressed the wrong damn button. Which one did I have it on? Yeah, I had it on wide. I had this condenser mic on wide. I don't think a lot of people outside of our country, like other diplomats, I don't think they really respect the guy, man. And I think you know that too, homie. So like let's keep that a buck. Then the AAP Homestead, Trump never took money from FEMA. We never had a disaster that was fully covered under any other president. No, he took money away from FEMA because he didn't know better. He took money from FEMA. He took money from the EPA and a couple of other things. And FEMA, you give the money. So basically, what I would say with that is that AAP is that the reason why you keep the money there is not necessarily the money just goes away at the end of the fiscal year. They take it back, or they just roll it over to the next fiscal year. Is that you don't have to do anything if something happens. The money is already there. That's the reason why you allocate X amount of money, so it's already there. And when he took money away from, he did have one, and guess what he did? We didn't have the money. People got less money than what they got. They got $400 instead of $5 because they took money away. We didn't have none, huh? You know, Puerto Rico is one of ours, right? Trump never took money from. Yep. Yeah, we had disasters. We always have wildfires and hurricanes. So let's keep it a buck, bro. The administration still
all of this, the administration steals all of the disaster relief funds to pay for illegal immigrants to rig the elections. That's not true. So they don't steal from they didn't steal from FEMA or natural disaster relief funds. They don't steal from them. It's actually done by the House, then the Senate, then Congress. They actually put in bills and stuff like that, right? Or executive orders if it follows under that thing. So it's not stealing. People agree to it. Also, those illegal immigrants can't vote. So next one. The Pentagon just said out loud that they are preparing to use all types of weapons, including nukes, against North Korea. Put the link in the chat so I can see it, so I can see what it says. If you can't put the link in there, ain't no need of saying it, because sometimes people don't know how to read. I don't know if you got that information from secondhand from somebody that don't know how to read. That's what I meant to say. Some people don't know how to read and comprehend. Some people they read. They dyslexic. They read whatever they want to read within that damn shit. So I would like it if you put the link in the chat so I can see what it says. Trump taking money from FEMA is fake news. No, it's not fake news. He actually took money away from FEMA. He actually did. It's not fake news, dude. So Democrats are giving illegal immigrants over $2,000 a month each. Meanwhile, the disaster relief victims in Tennessee, North Carolina get $750 if they were approved, and they have to pay it back. I think the $750, yeah, they do, but it's better than nothing. They don't have anything, but there's actually more money that they actually would get under that relief. That's just supposed to help them out temporarily. Now, if you want to talk about the victims in Tennessee and North Carolina, ask your boy, Republican, the House Speaker, why hasn't the House came back into sessions to reevaluate what's going on in those cities that have been affected by those hurricanes, and so they could get at these people that's out there doing preying on these victims by way of price gouging and stealing from them, and so they can attack some of these these insurance companies that might not allow the victims of these hurricanes to rebuild. He put the House on a 3-4 week vacation. So, and they're not talking about nothing with the hurricane. They ain't been talking about nothing. So you can keep bringing up this hurricane stuff, but right now in 2024, they are not doing nothing. Trump. Okay, I read that one. FEMA was caught paying for immigrants to be shipped into America over $1 billion. They wasn't caught. They were approved to do it. If they did it, they weren't caught. Like some stupid ass shit. Anyways, FEMA shouldn't be doing it, but they are definitely putting illegal immigrants in our election. No, they're not. Next, legal immigrants can't vote. Next. Oh, do you have the link? I mean, if you got the link, where the link at? Yeah, where the link at? There you go. There you go. You could do it now. You could do it. Put your back into it. Where that link at, boy? Come on with it. I'm waiting on you, Mr. AAP. Oh, it's on the YouTubey, the YouTubian. Let me see. Let me see what you got here, boy. Damn, what that fucking man. Let's see here. Damn, it say the video ain't even available no more. It was alive. Nope. It's saying that video is not available anymore. Oh, hold up. Okay, I got it. Oh, let me see what you're talking about here. Let me see what you got here. Live intel. It's live intel, huh? Let me see what you got here. Nah, bruh. Nah. If you think that shit is if you think that shit is what you think it is, it's like no. Hold on, I'll be right back. Cause I'm gonna educate you on that, bro. Ooh, I was holding that one, y'all. Hold up. So let me get on this, man. That's not intel. It's not coming from a I watched it. That's not what it is, man. It's a live stream because of nuclear war. Could literally start today or tomorrow because of what's going on. No. If you believe that shit, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. Know what to tell you, bro. Oh, what you got? You got Netherlink in here, huh? No. Nope. You need to stop watching that shit, bro. You need to stop watching that shit. But I would say, man, like he is right about one thing, like on there. It's like people should always have emergency food and water and supplies to live off the grid. I think one of them is hold on, let me see if I can find it. One good thing to have that I always tell people is not really going to show you guys what I got because I'm not going to turn my camera off. Is a cooking set that you can use an outdoor portable cooking set, something that you can cook anything in. All you need is a small little where the fuck did my little stove go? For this damn thing. Got a little stove in here for it, but I don't know where I put it. I recommend everybody to get one of those, man, because even if you want to somewhere here. I think I dropped it. Even if you want to like play around with it outside with the kids or whatever, but it's always good to have a portable stove, man. Like I got one. it fits in your pocket. The stove fits in your pocket. You could buy your pans and shit. I got a couple of pans, some saucers, all modular. I can get to work with this one. Yeah. Fits in a small little backpack. You can get your freeze dried meals. You need to get your freeze dried meals. Usually those are good for like forever. I mean, they say 10 years or 20 years or something like that on there, but I'm pretty sure they last longer than that. They come in buckets. You can get like 30 days worth, 30 days worth of those. Some of them come with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you don't know how to use a grill, you will. Yeah, but you might have to get on the move. So you might have to get on the move. You could find small little gas canisters and shit like that on the road, but you can't. But you're gonna have to. Yeah. What else you need? First aid kits, water purification, systems. They got good ones out there now. All you do is just put the water in the bag, throw a tablet in there, and let the water separate from the gunk, and then boil the water, and you're good to go. And some of them you don't even got to do that, because after you put the tablet in there, what you do is you take off all the nasty stuff, and then you hook up a filter, and then the filter filters the water to susceptible levels for human consumption. All right, man, go on cook. I want to know, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. Anybody got any last words for our roll? I'm gonna get on down the road. I'm gonna get on down and get to that motherfucker bar and get me a motherfucker drink. You know what I'm saying? Get me some of that Guinness, that sweet, sweet old Guinness. Any last words from y'all up out here? All right, peace, y'all.